Okay class, let us continue with our course Computer Organization and Architecture, Chapter 3, Computer Arithmetic. And yes, this video and this PowerPoint slide was made when I was working at home or working from home during MCO of Malaysia April 2020 until May 2020, just to capture that historical event. Even though it's not a happy event, I would like to record it in this video. So at the end of this chapter, you are required to be able to perform by hand some arithmetic algorithm that we will introduce to you as part of computing circuitry that may appear in computing system. Even though this chapter looks like chapters for digital design, but it is worth to be taught at motherboard level in computer organization and architecture. Chapter content. First, we will go through how to do rounding. Then the first computer arithmetic is serial multiplication, then serial division. Then we briefly go through boost algorithms that will improve serial multiplication. So why do we need to do rounding in our calculation? Because in mathematical computations that involve fraction, most of the time the actual result requires many more bits than the one that is available in the system. We don't have to go so far. Let's say we want to calculate 1 divided by 3, which is 0.3333, and so on. So obviously, even though with decimal system, we cannot keep this division in exact number of digits. So the same case in binary. So that is why we need to do rounding. We need to standardize how do we do rounding in our system. So this means we need a systematic approach to remove excess bit, but keeping the result in the registers to keep the value at its best. So this is what we call rounding process. There are 5 rounding modes that we want to cover in our class. The first one is truncation, which is a simple removal of either 1 or 0 that goes beyond the available register size. We just throw it out. Second is round down, or in programming code we call it floor function. Also in Max we call the same function. What we do is we just keep the content in the register to the nearest value but smaller to the actual one. Later we will see one example. The third one is rounding up or round up. We call it ceiling function in Max and coding. What we do is similar to round down, but now we want to keep the nearest but larger value to the actual result. The fourth one is what we call rounding, either going up or down. What we do is we look at the first excess bit. Later we will see what is excess bit. The 3 excess bit that we keep according to IEEE standard. We look at at this first access bit, we do round up if it is 1, we do a round down if it is 0. We can compare this to decimal system, where we do round up if it is 5 in the next digit, 5 or more, but if it is less than 5, we do round down. So basically, rounding is doing either round up or round down to whichever nearer to the actual value. The last one is nearest even. Also, we are doing either rounding up or rounding down, depending on which one will make the last bit or LSB in the register to become 0. There are reasons in our calculation where we want to keep LSB to stay 0 at the end of calculation. So let us look at one example of 4 of the rounding modes. Let's say in one of our calculation, we get this as a result where the last, let's say, 6 bit are 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So in our system, if we want to do a simple truncation, we just get rid of the last 3 bits. So we are left with 0, 1, 1. If we want to do round up, we get rid of the extra bits and we add 1 to the rest. So the last 0, 1, 1 becomes 1, 0, 0 because we add 1. Round down, in this case for positive result, is identical to truncation. So the last 3 bits are 0, 1, 1. And nearest even is whichever result, either round up or round down, that give the LSB in the result to be 0. So it's worth to mention here that round down not always result in a 1 in LSB and not always give a 0 either. And rounding up also not always give you a 0 and not always give you a 1. So nearest even will decide smartly enough to choose either round down or up so that the LSB is 0. So this is for positive result. For negative result, truncation still the same. Okay, let us pay attention here. The last 6 bit in the result here is 110011. So if we do a simple truncation, we just get rid of the last 3, the extra bits. So we are left with 110. Rounding up. Now rounding up, not adding to the remaining bit, because rounding up in negative value, let us remind ourselves that this is negative. Rounding up in negative value will give a smaller absolute value. So in this case, rounding up is identical to truncation. Just now for positive value, round down was identical to truncation. So in this case, it's opposite. Round up is identical to truncation, but round down you have to add 1 to the remaining bits. So 110 becomes 111 because we have to add 1 for round down for negative result. How do we tell that this is negative result? We look at the sign bit. If it is 1, in this case, it is negative value. And nearest even is the same. It will do whichever rounding, either up or down, that gives it a 0 at LSB. So if you realize just now, in order to perform rounding, we need to have extra bits beyond the size of the register that is not kept as part of the result. Meaning, in our calculation, we produce a few extra bits, but in the reporting of the result, we don't report that extra bit. Those extra bits are used for rounding purposes. So for that reason, the standard IEEE 754 defines two bits for rounding purposes. They are called guard bit and round bit. Guard bit is the one just after the LSB of the register, and round bit is after the guard bit. Any bits that go beyond the LSB will first go into guard bit, then round bit. On top of that, the standard also defines another single bit called sticky bit. This comes after the round bit, a third bit, and whenever this bit becomes 1, or a value of 1 goes into this bit, it stays as 1 in the calculation. So this bit only becomes 0 during initialization or assignment with 0. Since the bit stays as 1, that is why it is named as sticky bit. Let us look at one example of calculation to show the movement of bit into these 3 extra bits. We can actually show using any operation, but the best one is by showing this using shift right or left operation. So let's say this is a few last bit in a register. We do a shift right. So as usual, this last bit will go into the guard bit, rounding bit, and sticky bit. We call it GRS. As expected, the G and R bit will just take and copy whatever bit gets into it. But unlike bit G and R, bit S, when it gets a 1, initially it was 0. Once it gets a 1, it will stay 1. Even after this bit, when bit R is 0, supposedly if we shift a 0 to S, it becomes 0 too, but it stays as 1. So this is the behavior of sticky bit. And then let's say now we have a reverse process or a shift to left. So let's say at one point, bit S or sticky bit gets a 1, and then when we shift it up, that 1 will stay in S, and also it will be copied to bit R, bit G, and the rest of the bits in the register. This will be the result of shift left if we take into consideration the sticky bit.